Good evening and welcome to our little corner of the internet where we talk about fountain pens, inks, journals and journaling, and just about anything and everything that's going to keep you inspired. Hello and welcome. And if you are here each week with our merry band of insiders who come and chat, I want to welcome you especially. It's always nice to see many of the same people in the chat. Thanks for the thumbs up. I see thumbs up passing quickly. That always helps feed the YouTube algorithm, which I appreciate. It also helps to alert people that we are here, we are live, we're doing something interesting, we're doing something unique, we're discussing everything and anything to do with this incredible hobby of ours, these incredibly inspiring writing instruments that are just absolutely brilliant and give me so much joy. So much joy of my life is in writing, and seeing the nib form a word is still so exciting all the time. So thank you so much and welcome. This is independent content, so I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not a pen company. I'm just a guy with opinions, many opinions, opinions you know, opinions you can follow and sort of base your own opinions on. Kind of get a sense of what I like. You could probably tell what you like from it. So we have a very interesting show for you this evening. I think you'll appreciate it. We're going to touch on a couple of different topics. We're going to touch on what is hypergraphia. Hypergraphia. What is it? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk where I discovered it. We're going to see what it is and how we relate to it, if at all. It's an interesting concept. I think you should know about it. I try to bring you things I think you should know. It's my mission as a broadcaster. Evidently, that's what I am now, because I say I am. The second topic is fountain pen gossip. What does Hemingway Jones mean by that? I guess we'll find out this hour, tonight, on the Hemingway Jones Show. So it should be super fun. I hope you enjoy it. Okay. I want to say a special hello to Cheryl Patterson. Cheryl, I hope you're doing well. Just want to put that out there, thinking about you. I'll dedicate this show to you, Cheryl. Okay, so see a lot of activity in the chat room. Part of the fun of the live show is that there are folks chatting live and they have their own conversations. I try to keep up, but I have a show to do, so I have one eye, looks down occasionally and sees what's going on there. If I see a question aimed at me, which seem to be rare, but certainly if you'd like to ask me a question, if I see it, I'd be happy to answer it. And it's super fun, and then I keep the replays up too, so you can see the chat. Or you can also comment in the comment section. I feel like the Hemingway Jones channel has one of the most lively, vibrant, and positive, overwhelmingly positive comment sections. So you're very welcome there. So would very, very much like to have you there. Robert Pennell says, fake pen news. I rather like that. I should write that down. That should be a name of a future live. Very, very good. Okay, I always like to show you which pens I'm using these days, and I think we can have a little fun with this, as we often do. Also, I have a camera set up. Look at this. Hopefully it works well. Should probably make it a little higher. Let me go back to me on a second. There you go. I'm going to try to go a little higher so that it focuses better. This is one of the webcams, and they don't focus as well if you don't go. So let's see. Okay. Oh, I think it got a little confused. Oh, yeah, we're going to leave it like this because it's getting a little confused. All right. So Lockbee pen case, you remember this. This is kind of a neat angle, by the way, because this is actually face forward for me, which I've never really been able to pull off. But I started to put my computer on a different stand, and it's higher. So I don't think you can see my camera. So it's right in front of me. So it's kind of neat. So this is the best of pen cases I've found so far, which is kind of damning with faint praise, isn't it? One of the things I don't like about it is I have to kind of hold my finger here anytime I take something out. I also don't like to put the clips on the outside. This one is, but I normally don't. So it's hard to get these out. But I slide it out, and look what I'm using. Wow, look at this. Hemingway Jones is using his Mont Blanc 149. What a surprise. I thought he didn't like it anymore. He made a video about how there's a lot of pens better than it. Well, that was a great video I really enjoyed making. But I love this pen. And just because I make a video like this doesn't mean I don't like it. It simply means that you can make the argument that a Lamy Safari is better than a Mont Blanc 149. You can make that argument, and you can learn from it. I can learn from it by picking up kind of disparate notions and putting it into practice. So, design. Which one has a more iconic design? A 149 or a Lamy? I'm going with Lamy on that one. I'm going on Lamy on iconic design. This is a great pen. It's iconic and it's beautiful, but it's kind of boring. I love that about it. It's reliable. And boy, look at the way this thing writes. One of the things I've always liked about this is how slight gradations in pressure are the difference between a very faint line and a very thick one. So it very much looks like your handwriting. There's nothing uniform about it. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Like you do a nice signature. Same thing. See the downstroke, how nice and thick that is, and your side strokes. This is brilliant. This is kind of what I like. Who is it? Alexander. Alexander Wolf, you cut me. You cut me, sir. That's what they'd say in Bronte. I don't think so. I'll be honest. I kind of like it. It suits my hands. Now I do have larger hands, but still, you don't have to pinch. I do think the 146 is probably perfect for everyone, but I wouldn't call this too large. It's certainly thick and girthy and has this big nib. So if you don't like that, but I don't post it. I think posted is a little silly. But writing like this, it's rather comfortable. I'll be honest with you, my friend. But that's my opinion, and I could be wrong. Okay, is this working? Yeah, that works. Okay, so I have been using this pen quite a bit. I do have one regret. I think I shared this with you before. And I'll talk to you about it one-on-one. Let's all talk together. Should we talk? You and me. Just you and me now. Everybody else, shh, be quiet. It's just you and me. I got bored one day, and I took Polywatch, and I polished this. And now it looks brand new, and I'm really sorry about that. I had 10 years of scratches and wear. Now, on one hand, 10 years of scratches and wear polished off with Polywatch. Stuff is great. Not recommending it, though. I say use at your own risk, because I don't know what the long-term effects are, but that was like a while ago, months ago, maybe a year ago, and still fine. Polywatch works on all sorts of polymers, plastics, things like that. But I miss it. I miss the wear. So I am now using it and not worrying about it. I'm very much liberated. I think one of the things that happens to you is you own something, and at first it owns you. You worry about every little bump, every little bruise. Then after a while, it starts to get scratched, and you own it for a long time. This thing, I've had it for over a decade. Beautiful present from my wife early in our relationship. My wife and I have been together for 14 years now. Hard to believe, but it's true. So this pen has been with me for a while, and I don't really worry about it. It doesn't really owe me a dime. I've had so much joy. It has has brought me so much joy over the years. So many great videos for this channel, so many different ideas. So absolutely adore this fountain pen, and I've been using it again. But is it alone? It is not alone in that case. I think you noticed it has a friend in this sleeping compartment, a pen I bought for myself. Yes. This is the Waterman Kuran, Reflection of Paris. You may have heard me waxing poetic about this one, longing for it, lusting for it, not pulling the trigger. Until I did, I pulled the trigger, and here it is. But before I get into a little writing demonstration and whatnot on this, and I'm sure I will do more on it, I need to recognize someone. I need to recognize a super chat, ladies and gentlemen, because I hate when I forget to recognize super chats. But Ecamm is kind of spinning on me, which, you know, Ecamm, we don't have the best relationship, Ecamm and I. So here it goes. It's caught up. Okay, super chat, $5 from David Persons, my friend. Thank you so much. Got an F. Scott Fitzgerald MB writer series online. Great price. I'll tell you more when I get it. Don't buy fountain pens online often. We will see. Well, David, congratulations on that absolutely brilliant purchase. I hope it is living up to your every expectation. Most people are honest. I think you'll be fine. I have another super chat, and thank you for the super chat, David. You're gold. You're just a peach, my friend. Drake Summers, $2. Thank you, Drake. Thanks for keeping the lights on. Will I ever buy a Namiki Emperor? Probably. I probably will. Right around the time of the DC Pen Show, Drake, I really got into Japanese pens. There were so many fine examples there, and my wife got an amazing Japanese pen. It's so beautiful. So going even further, something like a Namiki Emperor or some like Urishi pen with a proprietary nib, yeah, that's choice, my friend. That is certainly in my future, because my Grail options now are beyond some of the normal ones. I have the Visconti, I have many Mont Blancs, I have the Pelican M1000. My Grails now are loftier if I decide to go in that direction. And I feel like if you do decide to spend a lot more money on a pen, Japanese pens are a great place to put it, because they're just the height of artistry and incredible nibs, usable pens that are expensive but have value. And plus, I have cover. You know why I need cover? Because my wife would support that purchase. My wife is an Asian art expert for a big auction house. So I could get away with that. that is kind of a whole area of pens I could delve into, and she would understand, because we have a lot of things that she loves that I understand when she tells me that I need a bat rug, and I buy a bat rug, a rug from China that's like, I think it's 200 years old or more, that has bats on it. It's being restored now. That'll come back. So yes, I have coverage. Okay, great questions, and thank you for the super chats, guys, and thanks for all the likes. I appreciate it. Let's talk about videos. Oh no, I was going to tell you about my Waterman Kuran a little bit, because I've been teasing writing with it, and I just never have. For one thing, gorgeous pen, isn't it? It's not just me, right? And I normally don't like gold with silver. Can I mention that? I really don't. I don't like that normally, but I love inlaid nibs. I love the Kuran as a pen, and it has one of those really interesting nibs that's sort of just cut perfectly. I love medium nibs, which if you've seen last week's, I just totally misspelled that. Waterson. Okay. I just realized that after I did it. No, let's just pretend I was meaning to write that. I love medium nibs, and I love ones that are interesting, like this one, which is kind of straight-sided, so it has a really nice like pull down. So if you're like signing your name, it just, I don't know, it just has this cool quality on the downstroke. You do have to get your angle right. Like I'm kind of on top of it. I'm having a little trouble. I also have a camera in my way. The downside of having a camera in front of me is I have to look around it. So you see me, I'm going off field, but you kind of want to write like this. Make this nice and flat. Yeah, so nice. So nice, guys. So very flowy, very, very fun, very kind of straight-sided, almost like a little stub. A lot of personality in this nib. So this was a purchase to make myself happy, and it's living up to the hype. I absolutely adore it. All right, I saw another super chat come in. So let me... It was Nathan King. Nathan King, my man. $10 from Nathan King. Have I ever considered a David Oscarson? You know, it's funny. I met David at the DC Pen Show. And I never really had a chance to sit down and learn too much about his pens, and I haven't really delved into them. They're very decorative, very colorful. I don't know what medium he's using. I'm guessing they're enamels. They're very pretty. I don't know anything about if they're piston filled or if he makes his own nibs. I just don't know a lot about them. So have I considered getting one? I haven't specifically said I need one of those. There's just hasn't been a theme or a narrative that's really hooked me, and I never have investigated them to the point to know if it's right for me. I just don't know a lot about him. I met him. He seems nice. But to tell you the truth, I did email him after I met him at the show, and he never responded. I emailed him, I think, twice, and he just blew me off. So there is that. But he seems nice, except that he blew me off. But, you know, that's his, he can blow me off if he likes. He doesn't need me, believe me. Rick Harsh, Canadian $5 super chat. Thank you, Rick. I really appreciate it. Been journaling a lot today, remembering my wife. Writing a lot of good memories of our time together. Passed away 13 years ago, 48 good memories. Rick, I'm so sorry, brother. Nobody should have to live through that. My heart goes out to you, my friend, and I'm glad you're keeping her stories and her memories alive. That's wonderful. That's a tough thing, my friend. You know, I wish you the best. There's no words I could say to assuage what you must be going through on a daily basis. So my heart goes out to you, and thank you for being here, and thank you for that super chat. I really appreciate it. Okay, what can we do next? Well, I can ask you humbly to please subscribe if you've been watching, because there are a lot of really exciting things coming up and a lot of things going on the channel. The 5 fountain pens better than the Mont Blanc 149 video has been doing quite well. People really like that video. There's a lot of discussion, the comments, overwhelmingly positive. A few people are very upset. They feel like Mont Blanc, they need to defend it with their lives. They feel like Mont Blanc is just so awesome, and they're going to get an email from Mont Blanc saying, thank you so much for sticking up for us in Hemingway Jones's comment section. So, yes, there's a little bit of that, but most people are really, really awesome. Like 99.9%. So, very, very good stuff. Okay. What is coming this week? Well, let's talk what just came. No, let's talk what's coming this week. I need to be more linear. What's coming this week is... How many times have you heard me say this? But I promise you, it's true. Probably the best video I've ever made. I'm not kidding you. This video that's coming out on Thursday is about a Mont Blanc pen that has an embarrassing mistake, an embarrassing flaw, yet it's awesome. So which pen could that be? This video may make you cry when you watch it. And I know that sounds amazing and ridiculous, but my videos aren't just about pens. I'll never do a straight up pen review. Well, I don't want to say never, but I prefer not to do straight up fountain pen reviews. Always something more. Always something. And in this case, India has a big part in this video. India, an incredible man that will inspire you. A story of determination, of leadership, of love, of loss, of an amazing friend along the way that's so loyal, but they can't take him along with them. That's the part that I lost it. I lose it on camera, guys, and I left it in because I thought it was that powerful. This is one of my favorite videos. It's me, my heart's out there. Usually these videos do terrible and then I want to like delete my whole channel. But I'm already kind of geared up for that, so don't worry. I'm so proud of this video. I don't want to sound like I'm not being humble. I'm just mean that I worked really hard on it. I wrote it. I collected perfect clips for it. I put a narrative together. I did the review with the narrative. And I wove it all together. It's similar to my Churchill video. So I really hope you guys like it. I guess we'll see on Thursday when it comes out. So it's super, super exciting. Drake Summers, another super chat. Drake, my man, thank you. Just $1 with no message. I don't know if you meant to say something, but thank you. That's really sweet of you. You're awesome. Maybe you're so moved by the video that's coming out this week. And it's funny. It's an awesome Mont Blanc pen that has an incredibly embarrassing mistake on it. Maybe, well, you'll have to see. You'll judge. You'll let me know in the comments. But I think you'll like it. Matthias. €4.99. Thank you. Lemon character offering a gift to buy baby lemon. Oh, that's one of the emojis I can't see, so they describe them to me. And I'll read anything. I'm like Ron Burgundy. But I really appreciate it, Matthias. Matthias is really active in the channel. I'm really happy to have him here. Seems like a very cool guy. Very generous guy. Thank you, my friend. You are very, very welcome here. And you've been a fantastic addition to the channel. The comment section and everything else. So thank you. Okay, great stuff. Thanks for the super chats, all this stuff. I want to look now into the chat, see if anybody is reacting to things that I can speak to. JP, Pen and Ink. I think you often sell yourself short, HJ. Your videos are incredibly entertaining and also very thought-provoking and relaxing. Thank you. I do strive. I do, but I know that my videos are very unique and they're very original. We're going to talk a little bit about that later, actually. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I'm glad I'm yours, and I'm very, very happy to hear. Drake, looks like I picked up Drake Summers' comment, which never happens because things fly by so fast. I meant to say, check out Colson Keene Leather Goods here in Charlotte, North Carolina for amazing journal covers. Okay, everyone, check out those for journal covers. Why not? I don't use journal covers. I like journals that are hardcover. This is what I like, hardcover. I like them to sit on my shelf like little books. But those of you that like journal covers, go for it. I do use my Lockbee sometimes, but then I usually transpose it back into my other one. Eric Lineman, my brother. How are you? Hemingway, the community you are fostering is the best part. I agree. You guys are the best part of this channel, and I appreciate you all for being here. I do agree with that. I just try to make this a nice place for you to exchange ideas without know-it-alls and obnoxious people in the comments. Just me. I'm the only one that's know-it-all and obnoxious, so I'm the only one you have to look out for. Okay. All right, good stuff. Let's talk a little bit about... I have to use notes for this, guys. No, did I tell you I bought a desk? So we're going to have a new desk on the channel. I said I was going to, now I have. I almost put it out to you guys in the comment section to pick one, but I just decided to pull the trigger. And here's what it was. I was going to buy a flat desk because that's what I'm using now and that's what I'm used to. And it's probably what I should have done. And I found a really nice one that was green, so it kind of matched the walls. It was trimmed with gold, which was a little obnoxious. But you guys know me. I like to go a little bit past the realms of good taste sometimes, right? Joyfully. So that was close, but it was very, very expensive. And I'm not sure it had the look I was looking for. I felt like it looked more like it was meant for somebody trying to recreate like a French chateau or something. It didn't feel right for this space. And what I wanted to feel, and a lot of this, fountain pens, desks, environment, books, everything, is what is the feel of it. And I wanted to feel like I was back at university. Like I was at Rutgers again, or back at Penn where I was teaching executive education for bankers at Wharton. I wanted the feel of like a wooden desk with drawers and things and sort of cozy and even a touch smaller than this because I wanted to make more room for my musical instruments and things. So I ended up buying a very nice light brown secretary desk. And it's going to be nice because I'm going to try to put a lot of my things in there and organize them and rehome a lot of stuff that doesn't fit in there. And I have since organized a lot of my pens and have kind of gotten rid of some, and some more I want to sell. I have them in a box ready to be marketed, maybe on Instagram. I haven't figured that part out. But I'm really excited for this new desk. I think it's going to come in early March. And it'll be a little different. I'll probably film from a different angle because I think I might lose this angle for the live show. I'll figure all that out. But I'm willing to work around it because I think it'll make me feel very cozy and academic. And I think that's important. And I think I'm going to get a lot of inspiration from it. So look for that soon. Simply Obs. Things are all about the desk. Yeah, you know, I'm really psyched about it. I just felt like I got to the point where I needed to make a decision, and I feel like the one I picked was the best option out there by far. Part of me wishes for a flat top desk, but remember, I have my breakfast bar. I used to record a lot of this channel on the breakfast bar in the early days. I haven't done it in a long time. I might do it there again. So if I have to, I might switch there for the live show or whatnot. We'll see. We will see. Okay, we should start some content. I also want to thank, it might be anonymous, so I'm going to keep it to myself, who gave this to me, but I sent a thank you, but I want the member. Thank you. Thank you for sending this. Sims letter writer. All about correspondence. Looks very charming. I haven't read it yet. I'm hoping there's some inspiration in here for the channel, but you want to see a little of it? Should I show you guys? Am I keeping it to myself? Am I being rude? So a very wonderful member of the channel sent this. Oh, by the way, I got this in the mail today. Love these. Can't tell you who this is from, but she knows and she's watching. She's watching. That came today. Super excited. Okay. So, Sims letter writer. I don't have a lot of room to... Oh, it's a shame. This is Trump Loy. I thought I could reach it. I can't. But I can write my name. I'd like to. So, I believe that this I can open is about correspondence. And it's something I know a little bit about. I am actually going to write another video on how to do correspondences. I have some hacks and some techniques and things. Ooh, a typewriter. Is that a Royal P? Kind of. It's a Royal P without covers. It's almost a Royal P. I'm going to do a video on correspondences, so maybe this will help me. You know, that's kind of a weird Hemingway Jones accent. I have a hard time saying correspondences. I say like correspondences. And that goes back to where I'm from in Philadelphia. There's very idiosyncratic pronunciations with me. I try to shake them and they just come out. They're insistent. But this looks very pretty. I think you guys would dig this book. And I'm sure I will. I can't wait to be able to read it. This is really the most time I've spent with it because I've been so bloody busy with work. My career is really taking off and I'm really enjoying it. And then I have just about enough time to make my YouTubes and then, of course, devote the majority of my time to my birthday girl, my darling Imogen, whose birthday is Saturday. And it's a big birthday. She'll be 8. And why is that big? Because I can get rid of the booster seat in the car, which she's already too big for. So I'm very excited. Okay, we are way down a rabbit hole, so we should probably get out of it. So yes, Valentine's Day on Friday. And my daughter's birthday on Saturday. Did I say Saturday on Valentine's? Friday's Valentine's. My daughter's birthday is Saturday. Super excited. Big 8. And I bought my wife a dress by Christy Dawn. If you've ever seen Christy Dawn dresses, I got her that for Valentine's Day. And she bought me something, which was very sweet. She bought me a pair of Solivar, Doc Marten style burgundy boots, which I'm very excited for. So it's going to be very fun. Yay, happy birthday, Em. Everybody spells it right, too. You guys are awesome. Yay. Ob says, thanks for showing the book. You bet. All right, let's get into some of the topics, or you guys are going to get bored with me. Okay. So, I think you know that one of the joys of my life, and one of the things that makes me who I am, I truly believe this, is the New York Times. If you don't read the New York Times, I can only tell you, you are missing out on so much. Their humanities section, their culture, it's just so great. So I read the New York Times every day. I get the physical Sunday New York Times. It costs me a fortune to get it. It literally does. But I've been reading the Sunday New York Times since the 1980s, and I'm having a hard time giving it up. But I live out here in suburban Massachusetts, so I don't even live in Boston anymore. It'd probably be cheaper to get delivery in Boston, I'm assuming. But I think it cost me about $75 a month to get the New York Times in hard copy each week. But I just get so much joy out of it that I can't stop. Even though I probably should. I could read it on my iPad, but I like the physical paper. I love it. So, I'm reading the New York Times this week. And there was an article, and it was called, What Happens When the Impulse to Put Pen to Paper Becomes Extreme? So that you can find it, this article is by someone named Molly Young. It was in Sunday's New York Times. Okay? And in it, there's a book that's mentioned in this article called The Midnight Disease, and it was published in 2005. And that book coined the phrase hypergraphia. Now, hypergraphia is a condition, according to this book, and I don't know if it's actually in the psychology or psychiatry manuals and all that. I'm just going by this article, okay? It's the compulsion to write excessively without obvious purpose or profit. So, from our perspective, writing for the sake of it, for the sake of writing. But this is more of a compulsion, so temper that. So, hypergraphics, which are people who have hypergraphia, they exhibit the following symptoms. And I think we can probably relate to some of these, but check this out. Flamboyant penmanship of some sort. They like to fill all the spaces on pages. Maybe we're cross-writing, but they don't talk about that. They like to use colorful inks. They often write in capitals. That made me think of like the Unabomber or something, you know. It's a little scary. They write in response to internal rather than external pressures. So the drive to write is from within. They write coherently. So this isn't just gibberish. This isn't handwriting practice. The way they put it, which I really like this phrase, it rises above sheer orthographic compulsions. So it's not just gibberish or handwriting drills. It's actual writing. And what has happened is that this author had something terrible happen to her, a tragedy. And her response was to pour it out on the page and to do research and to write and try to get to the essence of her grief. And in doing that, she found herself up all night. And I think that must be, because I didn't read the book, but I'm guessing that's the midnight disease. That she was up all night writing, trying to solve the problem of herself. Trying to come to terms with what had happened and what had changed her. And it just pushed her into this incredible outpouring of prose. I think a lot of us can relate to that. I don't think that we are necessarily have it as a disease, but I think that we're in that neighborhood, right? Some famous people that they feel have had this or may have are Dostoevsky, Lewis Carroll, and Vincent van Gogh. So some incredible people there. I mean, that was Van Gogh's whole painting style. So pretty amazing there. So this writer who went into this grief cycle wrote 300,000 words in a few months. And she lost interest in almost everything else but writing. Had a hard time keeping relationships, stopped listening to music. So it does go beyond journaling and what we do. The interesting part, and I found this kind of troubling and moving, she became so depressed, even in trying to address her depression, she ended up getting hospitalized. But while she was hospitalized, she wrote about how being hospitalized was like being in the best writer's colony because she had all this time to herself to write, and people would bring her food, and in a way, it was a safe place for her to focus on what she wanted to do. But then eventually, she felt like she put together these broken bits of her own character and reassembled herself from the broken pieces. Now, this is where it inspired me, and I drew in some of my wife's influence. My wife, I was telling you earlier, is an Asian art expert for one of the big auction houses. So she's in all sorts of Asian art. I had to ask her, honey, This person is bringing together broken bits of their character and trying to mend themselves into something stronger and more beautiful. I feel like I do that. I feel like I shatter. Often this time of year. Hasn't happened, but this is a tough time for me. I usually have a hard time in midwinter. I usually go to pieces and I'm scattered across the ground like a broken icicle. I have to put myself back together, but I want to be stronger and more beautiful than I was before. Honey, what is that? What is that art again? And of course, it's kintsugi, right? So you become the broken porcelain. And then the kintsugi artist, which is also yourself, puts you back together and fills in your scars, your wounds, your broken places with molten gold, polishes it up, and makes something more beautiful, still broken, but beautiful and stronger and more effective. So I just really like that analogy. I like the fact that I could be glistening, gold, stronger, healed in the places that I broke. So, Hypergraphia, New York Times, check it out. Interesting stuff. I think we could learn from it. So I thought you need to know. What do you guys think? I'm looking. Andrew, my friend. Wertheimer. It's been a tough time, especially with the new election. Yeah, politics can be tough on people. Lots of things can be really tough. There are periods in your life where it seems like your whole geography shifts, like there's been a tremendous earthquake and you need to readapt. But whatever happens, whatever the outside influences are, if it's personal, if it's political, if it's your work, you must survive. You must go on. Always keep that in mind. Be the Revenant. You remember the Revenant? The Revenant was shot, he was buried, he was eaten by a bear, but he kept going. That's who I'm going to be. I'm going to be a one-armed 95-year-old guy walking my daughter down the aisle. Actually, she'll probably be beyond that by then. But regardless, I refuse to go. I have things to do, and I encourage all of you also. I see a lot of love for the New York Times. I'm glad. New Yorker, New York Times, great pieces. Wall Street Journal's quite good. I recommend all of these media sources. Culture, guys. What you need is culture. All of us. We need curated ideas. Okay? All right, fountain pen gossip. Part 2. I probably should have done 2 shows on this. What am I doing? This is a lot. I'm packing a lot. So if you appreciate this, please subscribe. Consider becoming a member. We're still doing the Pen Pal group for Cognoscenti Illuminati members. Thanks, guys, for that. It's going great. I'm having a blast. Having a blast. Okay. So, fountain pen gossip. We're turning the page. From the start of this channel, I have always made all my ideas and all my reviews about my own personal experience because you are the foremost expert in your own opinion. Nobody can assail your opinion. Nobody can tell you your opinion is wrong on a subjective matter. They can tell you facts are wrong, but they can't tell you your opinion's wrong. So when I was more insecure, when I was making these videos in the beginning, I knew the way that I could transcend a lot of the negativity that can be out there and some of the barriers you need to break through as a new artist making content is to have your own vision and to be very true to your own perspective. And that way, no one could say you're wrong. Well, you can't be wrong about a subjective thing, okay? I also feel that there are ethics to this, even to this. Now, I hold myself to very high standards. I think you know that. We've spoken before about how I love everything I do and I'm an egoist and I want you all to watch it. And I think every little utterance I do should have 100,000 views. And yet at the same time, I hate it all and I think it's awful and I think no one should watch it. So that's kind of my personal torture that I deal with. And that's my perspective. There's this just negative and positivity in me that flows like the yin and yang and refreshes and tortures me continually. But I have a code of ethics in my YouTube too. And part of it is, I'll never sell you guys anything without me disclosing it. I don't like trickery. I don't like disingenuous people. I just don't like it. If you're going to sell, sell. And I can sell like no one can sell, but it'll be disclosed to you. Do your own research. Don't steal from other people. I don't even watch other channels. Barely. A little bit I do. But I don't, as a matter of course, I don't want to be influenced by them. I don't want to know what the zeitgeist is. I want to form my own opinions. I do know that other people take from this channel. People have sent me clips. I've seen them. That's supposed to be the highest form of flattery. So I don't, as a matter of ethics, take from other channels. I find it distasteful. Don't waste anyone's time. I don't ever want to waste your time. I consider myself, in part of all I do, I'm a curator. I bring to you new ideas, new perspectives. I also like them to be entertaining. I'm not going to rehash something that someone wrote in a blog or someone already did in a video. I want it to be unique and original and inspiring and to have my perspective all over it. So I won't waste your time. So to do that and to keep things consistent, I report my own experiences on everything. Now, I'm very much getting away from pen reviews. I think they are boring and they are uninspiring for the most part. So when I do them, they need to have a bigger idea, bigger narrative. Just a straight up pen review, dislocated hands like you guys often see. It just gets really boring to me. It's not my favorite thing. I don't mean to knock anyone else, but if this is all you get, all this in a voice, it, drones on and this. Man, your hands better be nice. Mine usually aren't. You ever see how ugly my thumbs are? I've been trying to deal with it. I put lotion on my hands all the time. See, look. Do you want to look at this the whole time? It's not that fun. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just having a little fun, but you know what I'm talking about. So, one thing that makes this really tough, though, when you report your own experiences, but I also feel like I need to give you information that you need to make decisions. So, what makes it kind of tough is I get my feedback mostly through my feedback comments. My feedback loop is in the comments. And people will say things like, the Waterman Kuran leaks. And I'm like, well, I've had one for 20 years. It's never leaked once on me. I just bought another one. It doesn't leak. Oh, well, it's a well-known issue. But is it? Is it a well-known issue? Or is it a often repeated issue? Is it an issue that some outsized market participant, some pen review channel with a lot of viewers, or some very opinionated, articulate writer on Reddit put out there and then people repeat it? Or is it something that really happened? Or is it a common problem that's not necessarily a design flaw? For instance, inlaid nibs, when you fill them, you need to clean them very thoroughly. You guys know this, but I'm going to say it for the people who don't. But you need to clean underneath it, because if any ink gets trapped under an inlaid nib, it goes in the cap, it'll spread around, it'll look like it's leaking. It's not. You didn't clean it properly. I've done that to myself on my, other pens. I've touched the nibs thinking they've leaked. If you slide down, my Schaefer Legacy is a little slippery. Slide down on that nib. I'm going to get inky finger. It's not leaking. It's fine. It's me. But these things get repeated. And it becomes a bit of an echo chamber. So, I need to recognize someone. Sean Brown, $15 super chat. Thank you. Wait, what? There are other fountain pen channels for keeping the lights on fun. Thank you so much. Yeah, people tell me there's other channels. I watch a few on occasion, but I really try to keep my vision pure. But thank you, Sean. Lovely of you to send that super chat. Thank you. So, Visconti Homo sapiens have terrible nibs. You hear that? I went out and asked every one of my friends who owns a pen shop, do Visconti Homo sapiens Bronze Age have terrible nibs? Yes, they do. We have a whole department that just handles that. Some folks have said, some people have gone on the record, some people wanted to keep it quiet. It's a real problem. It's quantified. I've asked. I have data. I don't have a lot of data. I wish I did. I love data. Did you know that about me? Allie J knows that about me. And I haven't done data in a while on this channel, Allie J, and I'm going to do it soon just for you. Phil Munson, the generous, lovely Phil Munson. Thank you for never weighing a pen, telling us how it compares to 10 other pens in the length, and not showing us your fingers for hours. Thank you, Phil. I do try not to do that. I do have a little scale because I started to doubt other people's weights and measures I wanted to check on myself. Occasionally I do hit the calipers and things, but that's very specific. Thank you, Phil. You're lovely. You know you are, because I just wrote you a letter to tell you you are, and you probably got it by now. Thank you. You're very generous. So, TWSBIs crack. I've never cracked a TWSBI. People I respect have told me their TWSBIs crack. What do I do with this information? I don't know. I wasn't there. Did they over-tighten something? Did they have alcohol in their hands? Did they use hand sanitizer and then they touched their TWSBI? I don't know. At some point, and this is the topic, it becomes fountain pen gossip. I'm just not sure unless I can quantify these things to the extent that I can. And I think I'd like to. And I think I now try to balance these things. I think you'll see in my videos where I say, people have said this, but it could be this. What I don't want to be is part of an echo chamber, especially when I've worked so hard to put an original voice and original perspective out there, and I feel like the only thing I really can transmit to you with 100% veracity and honesty is my own opinion, because there are so many different things that go around that aren't necessarily true. I did watch on Vincenzo's channel. He did his thing. There's this, and forgive me, I don't know these pens. It's like, it's asinine. It's not asinine. It sounds like, it's like Asvine. C2000, I guess it has like a cap, and it's a titanium vac filler pen that looks really pretty. It's great to have a vac fill, but evidently it dries out because the cap is terrible. And there's videos, I guess, that tell you how to fix it. It's $35. I have a fix for you. It's so easy. Don't buy that pen. Just don't buy it. Why waste $35? I'm not a pen tinkerer. Don't do it. Unless that's what you want to do. If you want to tinker with the pen, be my guest. But now that sounds like a legitimate issue because people are talking about their hands-on experience with that pen, which I will avoid. So thank you for making those videos, Vincenzo. So I will never buy that pen. I probably would never have anyway, but now I definitely won't. We have to discern these things. What is real and what are rumors? I think that is... Oh, okay. So people are telling me, thank you. I'd be lost without the chat. It's the wood pen, the C2000. Is it? Yeah, okay. Thank you. Robert Koch, none of my TWSBIs have cracked. None of my TWSBIs have cracked, but every time I make a TWSBI video, someone in my comments, oh, they crack. Well, did yours? Now, a couple people have told me mine has, but I never delved deeper. Like, okay, what were the circumstances? Did you do this, that, and the other thing? I don't want to, give them the third degree. But I really think in the future, my channel, very much my perspective, very much fewer straight up pen reviews. They're just boring. Oh, they're boring. They sap the life out of me. They're so boring. unless the pen is extraordinary or interesting or has a great narrative. I'm psyched to delve into Gravitas. I'm going to do something with that. I have one of their pens. It's brilliant. It's actually a vac fill too, so I'm psyched for that. This week's video, a Mont Blanc pen with a embarrassing flaw, a ridiculously silly mistake. We'll all get a laugh out of it. This video brought me to tears. I showed it to my wife. My wife said it was her favorite video that I've ever made. It's, there's something in there. I don't even want to think about it now. There's something in there that gets me every time. I really want to hear what you think, guys. It's coming out this Thursday. I hope you'll support it. I hope you'll like it. I think it's really good. I think it's really moving. So, yeah, it's good stuff. Let me see. Nathan King, my man, Nathan. I joined your channel because you went deeper than pen reviews. I'm so glad, because don't ever make me do pen reviews. I just can't. There's some cool journaling stuff coming up, guys. There are things coming up in this channel that I think you're really going to appreciate. I'm very much leaning into documentary style. I have a library of B-roll, generic like B-roll, non-licensed clips, and I'm not afraid to use them. Sparingly, okay? Sparingly. Leo says, I don't like TWSBIs because I don't like clear pens. Legit, my friend. Absolutely legit. I often laugh that we don't know how clean our Mont Blanc 149s are because we can't see in there. Or a Visconti Homo sapiens. Is it easy to clean? Who knows? We don't know. With a TWSBI, you know. So I'm right there with you, my friend. I see Wolf Kate's here. Very cool. Nice to see you, Kate. Wow, this was quite the impassioned diatribe. I wasn't quite expecting to go there, but I did have fun. And I hope you did. I hope you take everything in good fun. I hope you enjoy these episodes of ours. I love sitting down with you guys and passing along this kind of dynamic where we're speaking one-on-one, exchanging information back and forth, and kind of having this spontaneous podcast style rumination each week on fountain pens. At some point I might do multiple shows during the week. That could be in the future one day. So you never know. Sounds like you're packing heat, HJ. Well, it is America, my friend. Remember, it is America. So you never know. Ooh, a super chat. Thank you. I'm going to have to throw it over my own face, but I will for a super chat. Thank you. $10 super chat from Smokin' Papa Cat. Extreme temperatures can and will affect how materials will react. Indeed. Indeed. That's what Tom Brady said about that football a few years back. It's true. Extreme temperatures can. Thank you, my friend, for the super chat. It is much appreciated. And thank you all for the love on this episode. I think it was an absolute blast. This flew by. This was one of the quickest episodes I've ever done. I had a blast. I hope you did. I think I'm going to go. My voice is going, and I feel like I've said it all. Except, thank you for being here, for watching, for all your love and support. I'm so happy to have you here. Subscribe if you haven't, and please watch Thursday's video. I think you'll love it. It's one of my favorites. So take care. Oh, Drake, you're squeezing it in at the buzzer, my friend. $5 super chat from Drake. Do you recommend 14 karat nibs for Kaweco? I just got the bronze. I've never used one, my friend. I'm sorry. I can't directly recommend it. I've never used it. I'm sorry. I'd love to try one, though. But I would probably try gold. Why not? Thank you all. Drake, you were so generous tonight. Thanks, buddy. Thank you all. Take care. See you further up the road.